Respected teachers, in this screen demonstration, I'll be showing you how you can first of all create your paper using Microsoft Forms. Then you can assign the same paper that you have created using the Microsoft Teams application to your respective group of students. So first we need to create the paper. So this is part 1 video. So you need to log on to office.com, and upon logging in you need to ensure that you need to sign in with the email ID and password that is provided to you by the school. Remember this step, please sign in with the email ID and password that is provided to you by the school. Over here, upon logging in, we can see all these different applications which are part of Microsoft Office application suite. So if you are unable to find this form component, you can click this grid icon over here and you can find your applications. So we'll be using form first of all to create our paper. So let me click this form button, and immediately after clicking this form button, we can see a list of an array of all the recent forms. For example, over here I have a form called test before a demo. So you can delete the previous forms and you can manage all your previous quizzes and all your forms from here, from this panel. So we need to create a new paper, let's say a unit test paper for the students. So for that we need to select this new quiz option and we can title the quiz. So for so over here in my computer I have adequately laid out my title. I've laid down all the important instructions, and I would advise you all to please you also do this thing on your end. So let me copy the title from here and put the title over here. So you can see it's a very appropriate title for the upcoming unit test. And over here I can copy all these instructions. Well, these are sample instructions. You can take a cue from my video and you can also write your own instructions according to your own paper. You can, over here there is a small image icon. You can also upload a school logo. Well, it will give a good impression, it will give a good branding impression for our institution. So let me just click on this upload button, and over here on my desktop I have a folder called assets and we have a school logo. So it will take some time to upload, and this test will the test will contain a heading attached with the school logo. So this was about the heading and these are your instructions. By the way, anytime you can click on this preview button and you can see this is what is being displayed on the heading of the test, and these are the instructions. Okay, so let's move further. So we are inside the preview, we need to go back using this back button. So there are a number of choices, for different types of question we can put in our test. So we need to click this add new button, but before we do that, I have a sample paper pattern that I have already specified for my particular subject. You can specify a paper pattern for your subject also. For example, let me just expand this window. For example, the first question carries 10 marks, which is a multiple choice question type, and I have in the constraint of time I have only laid out 2 questions. Over here, similar to the exercises such as fill in the blanks, I have one word answer which is a text based answer. So we have 2 questions over here also. Here we will prompt the students to type the correct answer, and the system automatically matches all the possible answers that we will feed into the system. All right. So this is one word answer based questions. So these carry 5 marks. Over here I have short answer type questions. Well, these carry 10 marks. Each question is of 2 marks. Now this is a descriptive type question. Then we have long answers, which each question over here carries 3 marks. So this is a sample paper pattern for my subject. Of course, you can specify, you can design your own pattern. All right. So let me just make this window smaller, and if you keep all these things ready, it will seriously it will seriously save a lot of time on your end. So, let me just resize this window. All right. So, let me add the first question, which is a multiple choice question. So, over here I have different options. I have multiple choice option, I have a text based question, I have a rating question. Well, it is not relevant to us. I have a date question. This is also not relevant to us. Over here, if you expand, over here we have file upload question. We will be using this also in the future question. So, let me choose a multiple choice question and let me copy this question. So, as you can see, if you have already prepared beforehand your question paper, it is very easy to copy all the values like this. So, copy, paste, and once again copy and paste and add option, copy and paste, and once again this is the fourth option, copy and paste. So, in this question I believe this is the right answer. So, just simply click this correct answer button. So, this is the correct answer, and if you choose this option as if you choose this required option, that means student has to attempt, student cannot skip this question. Now, I will show you a shortcut. Since the next question is of a similar type, जो अगला क्वेश्चन है बिल्कुल इसी तरह का है, there is a duplicate button over here, copy question. Simply click this button. So, I have a similar template. I simply need to replace all these this question and all these values. So, let me replace the question like this, and of course, I won't be creating my entire paper over here. So, let me just click this first option, second option and third option, then alignment. Let me just type this alignment, and HTML is used to give structure. The correct answer would be structure, and let me just check this as a required question. Okay, moving on. So, you can type 10 such multiple choice questions, right? Moving on. Now, we will go to the one word based answer, that means text based question from your student. So, let me just add new question, and this time we will select the option text, and over here I have already written down my question. So, question number 1, let me copy this and please pay attention over here. So, along with the question you can also upload a support image. You can also use an image that supports this question. In the case of physics, let us say you have a diagram. In the case of mathematics, you have a diagram. Well, I will be showing you math question also, alright. So, student will input their answer over here, but how the system will check the answer? Over here, if I click add answer, right, and add answer, I have 4 possible answers. HTML, let me just, alright, then I will add answer HTML. This answer also is correct, and if student chooses to answer like this, this is also another correct answer, and this is another correct answer. So, I have given 4 possible answers. If student inputs over here during the paper, if students if students write any 4 of these options, any 4, the system automatically evaluates and automatically award, let us say 1 mark. Over here you can see we have a point field also. Let me also set points over here. So, this carries 1 mark and this also should carry 1 mark. So, these were your we were at the text based question. Next, I will give you an example of a math question. So, let me click add new, and this time again it is a text based question. Now, for maths teachers, let us say you have a heading called solve the following equation, right. Let me give a very simple equation. This is especially for math teacher. If a math teacher decides to write a certain question, or let's say if a math teacher wants to give a certain diagram, they can click on this image button and upload a diagram, a supportive diagram related to the question, or over here within these three dots if you click, we have a math input. So, I will choose math input and enter an equation. So, this would be your question, let us say x and plus x square equals 52. So, student needs to solve this equation, right? Okay. Then the math teacher is supposed to give the correct answer. Let us say the answer is, let us say 6 or whatever may be the answer. I am not that fluent in mathematics. So, when the student will input their answer, for the student also this math input panel will appear. So, student will be able to type this x, will be able to type this x in the form of exponent. So, all these symbols would be will be available for the student also during the answering. Let us say there is a diagrammatic question. Let us say physics teacher wants to, and let me just score this. So, this also carries 1 mark. Okay. So, let me click this add new button, and this time let me choose text, and this time let us say we have a physics teacher and she wants to have a diagram based question. Let me click this image and choose image, and I will click on this upload button. So, over here let us say you have drawn a diagram on a small sheet of paper, you click the photograph of that diagram. Now, this diagram is there with the question. So, let us say it is a physics question, let us say find out the correct load in the diagram, or whatever may be the question, right? And you specify your answer, let us say 65 and kg, right? This would be the answer. You can also add one answer like 65 kilogram, okay? Any possible answer. And if you wish, you can disable this math input. So, now when you add your answer, for example 65 kilogram, you will be easily able to type this answer, right? So, there are two possible answers, student will answer any one of these and system will automatically award 1 mark. Okay. So, this was a physics based question, a physics diagram based question. Similar thing we can do with bio. Okay. We can upload a diagram, and supporting that diagram we will have the question, then student will answer. Now, coming on to the short answer type. These answers, each question carries 2 marks. Over here student needs to write lot of stuff, let us say 4-5 line answer. Okay. So, let me click on add new, and this time I will choose text. Let me copy the question. So, I have a question over here, and the question says, what is text formatting? List any 2 words for word formatting tools inside MS Word. Now, you need to select long answer, okay? And you need to specify 2 marks for this kind of question. This kind of question, well, system will award marks, but later on when you will review the paper, review the submission by the students, you can anytime, based upon the answer given by the student, you can edit the marks of the student. So, for these few questions you need to manually correct, right? Let me add another question. Let me just delete this question, let me delete it, alright. So, let me just over here, I can delete this question. Let us say we have a math question, and in that question student needs to solve the question with number of steps, right. So, this time I will click add new, and using this arrow I need to choose file upload, okay. Immediately a prompt comes in, a new folder will be created in OneDrive. Files uploaded by responders will be captured in this folder. Obviously, over here students will submit their solution, handwritten solution. It can be any image, it can be a PDF file, it can be a Word file, it can be any number of the supported file formats, and these files will be saved obviously anywhere, obviously in the Google Drive, which is provided by the organization, that means Dr. Viren Saroop. So, I simply click OK over here, and let us say you have a question. Let us say this is the question, and you can describe this question using some text. Let us say show the entire working of this math problem, right. This question also carries 2 marks, and over here there is a file limit. That means a single PDF student can upload, a single image student can upload, and the file size is restricted to 10 megabytes. 10 megabytes is quite sufficient, right. So, this is for all those teachers who were asking for handwritten solutions, the solutions which are in the form of different steps, right. It can be a program, computer program, it can be a physics question, it can be a maths question, and anything of that sort, right. So, you would use a file upload option, right. Next, we will come to the descriptive type answers. Each question over here carries 3 marks. Well, all those options are again available to you. This time I will choose add new, and I will choose text. Okay. Now, let me copy the first question, and remember, since this is a descriptive question, immediately select long answer, and let me choose the points, the marks as 3 marks, and let me add another question of this type. So, sorry for my voice, and this is again a long answer. Let us say now you are ready, now your paper is finished. So, over here within these 3 dots, let me first expand this screen. Click on these 3 dots, click on the settings. Here you will see all the different settings like show results automatically. So, students will automatically see the results. Well, we will turn this option off. We will post the results after we evaluate each of the paper, right. And over here also within bracket 15 points, since there were lesser number of questions compared to the full paper pattern, that is why it says 15 points. Who can fill out this form? Never check this option. Anyone with a link can respond. No, never choose this option. Choose this option which is pre-selected. Only people in my organization can respond. Their names will be automatically be recorded and their response will be recorded. All right. Start date. Let's say this paper starts on 24th of July, and let's say 12 p.m. 12 noon this paper. And end date, we can also specify the end date. Let's say this paper ends on the very same date, 24th of July. Let's say 5 in the evening. This paper is not available after 5 in the evening. You can also check this box, shuffle all the questions. So, each student will see a different combination of questions. Customize a thank you message. Well, over here we can write a message such as, your test is submitted, please wait for the paper review, please wait for the paper marks, or whatever message you want to type after the student clicks the submit button. Now, this paper is almost ready. It's a sample paper. You can also change theme from here. So, I would suggest use this blue color which reflects our school brand, and over here within this preview button you can see how the paper looks like. Well, this is what the paper looks like to a student, all the different types of questions, and this over here, this is how a paper would look like on a smartphone screen. See, you can see all the instructions, right? You can see the title of the paper, you can see beautiful school logo which should be there, looks good, looks professional, and all these questions, right? And this is all automatic. So, this was the first part. This was the first part of how to create your paper. Your paper is automatically saved. By the way, you can click on the back button and click on this form button. Over here your paper is, your form, your quiz is available over here, right? Now, what to do with this quiz? In the next part, I will tell you, I will show you how you can assign this quiz to a particular class, or let us say to number of classes, let us say class 8th A and class 8th B. All together I can assign the same test to number of classes. Okay? So, I will see you in the next video.